Hello YouTube, welcome back to another video. It's been a while since the last one. I think it's been around a month. Sorry that I haven't got around to making any new videos. There just wasn't anything interesting, I guess, to make a video out of in the plugin world, apart from a couple of days ago where Pulsar released their emulation of the GML 8200 by George Massenburg. Originally I wasn't gonna make a video on this, but I thought, seeing as it's kind of blown up and heard really good things about it, I figured I'd give it a go, do our usual kind of, I won't say analysis, but I guess testing. We're definitely not an authority in the biz on anything, but just for a bit of fun, really, and just to see what it's doing behind the scenes, how it sounds. And I don't have anything to compare it with. I have a plugin from Tim Petherick, that's from the Acoustica Audio kind of Nebula library, that has an emulation of this, but I know a lot of you probably don't necessarily use the Acoustica stuff, the Nebula libraries, because they do use a lot of CPU, so I'm not going to include it in a comparison. If you want to see it in a video, let me know, and I can do it. I like it, I've used it in some masters, but yeah, I think using a VST and not sampled kind of plugins that just use a lot less CPU, that's what most people, I think, are going to be doing anyway. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. Let's look at the user interface here, and it looks like most of the Pulsar plugins that you'd get if you have the manly massive passive emulation that they have. So I think it's the Pulsar Mu. I think it's no, not Mu. Pulsar Massive. So they got one of the manly Very Mu, which is the compressor, and then they've got the Massive Passive, which is the mastering kind of EQ. And it just looks kind of the same. So as you can see, you've got the hardware kind of look at the bottom, and then you've got the digital look at the top. You can switch between them using this button here, so you can just see the, I guess if you want an analog kind of a look to the plugin and just use your ears to listen to what it's doing, you can do that. You've got just the digital, so you can actually move these around and control them, and then you can have both on. I like both. I like to see here, use the analog knobs, I guess, to change the gain and EQ. And then I like to see it on the spectrum, because as you're playing the music, you can also see a live spectrum as well, which is very nice. If you open up the settings menu here, I guess you've got oversampling, which is great to see. Let's crack that on 8 times, and we'll kind of compare how it sounds. You've got the ability to add steps to the gain, to the frequencies, and the widths, which could be really good for just recall sake. I mean, well, because it's a plugin, you can just save the preset, so that doesn't really matter necessarily. I like to just leave it off, but it's there if you want it. And you've got, you know, your manuals and links to Pulsar's social medias. It's got an A/B button, which is fantastic. You can A/B the sound. You've got all your presets here, I guess, if you want to use them. Some from big mastering engineers like Mayor Applebaum, and also you can save your own presets, which is really cool. So yeah, let's take a look at the actual hardware interface here now. So as you can see, you've got your low frequency, your low mid frequencies, your high mid frequencies, and your high frequencies, along with gain control, frequency sweeper, and your width control. Down here at the bottom, you've got a separate kind of control. So you've got your high pass, you've got kind of like a low shelf here, you've got a tilt EQ, and double clicking these will just put them back to their standard starting positions, 0 essentially, which is really cool. It's quite efficient. I hate having to find 0, you know, in some plugins where you can't double click to reset. You've got like an air band, which is like essentially a high shelf, and a low pass filter as well down here at the bottom, which is awesome. And you can turn these on, you can turn these off, just like that. In the middle, you've got your power switch. You've got the ability to listen to the left or the right channel individually, which is really good. Mid-side control, stereo control. You've got your gain, which is essentially your output gain. You've got an auto gain button if you want to use that. It's pretty awesome. And you've got a gain scale here. From what I read in the manual, it's kind of it's kind of like your master gain knob. It's only used for attenuation purposes, and it says in the manual, so it applies the same attenuation factor to the gains of all the filters in the plugin. So if the bell filter, and I'm reading this off the manual, okay? So if the bell filter is active and it has a gain of 8 dB, so setting the gain scale knob to 50% will result in the bell filter with a gain of 4 dB. So you can kind of use it to control and back off the overall EQ processing. That's what they state in the manual, which is cool. I guess I probably wouldn't use it, but I'd probably just not do as much, I suppose. But it's there if you want it. And, well, I've never seen this before. It's an actual de-esser, so you can switch it on and find a frequency that you want to de-ess, and it'll control, so it acts as a bit of a dynamic EQ just to get rid of any sibilance, any harshness in the mix, which is, again, very, very awesome. And I don't think I've missed anything here. Taking a look at everything. Yeah, so they're linked, so you can link them and unlink them. Yeah, so you can link and unlink the channels. Which is cool. So let me just reset where is the reset here? Flat, there you go. Oh yeah, and you got I guess an undo and redo, back and forward. So an undo and your redo buttons, which is awesome to see, because if I like the sound of something that I did 2 steps ago, and I'm like, all right, okay, well, I prefer that one, you can always just undo something that you've either messed up or do you want to go back to, which is awesome. So just a little bit of background on the actual GML 8200, a bit of a history lesson. Essentially, it's a parametric EQ that's designed by George Massenburg, a very, very renowned audio engineer and producer. And his attention to detail really contributes to the really exceptional sonic quality of this EQ. It's very precise and transparent, and it's parametric. So it was like, I think it was designed in the early 80s, and it was very, very cool, I guess, for studios to have them. Of course, I was not around then. I was not even close to being born. But yeah, so it offered like 10 bands of EQ, a wide range of tonal shaping, because you could adjust the gain, the frequency, as well as the bandwidth, the Q. You know what I mean? And it was it didn't introduce a lot of coloration or alter like the natural tone or characteristics of the audio source, and which is why it was so highly valued by audio engineering professionals back in the day. I mean, it's still even held up to this day, and there aren't a lot of digital emulations of this, which is a very, very I guess awesome that Pulsar have done this, as well as Timpi, because it's very, very expensive to buy the hardware version. I think it's like £5,000, and I think they're quite rare to purchase the hardware version. So finally, Pulsar coming out with the plugin format of this is very, very huge for the audio community, and I do hope they continue to add cool and rare kind of hardware emulations in the future. I hope they keep doing stuff like this. It's pretty great for the audio community and for those that do mastering in the box, as I do. So love Pulsar for the work that they're doing. Let's just get straight into some audio now and mess around with it and take a listen. I'm not going to run it through Plugin Doctor because we can kind of see what it's doing already here on the digital kind of screen. I'll do a combination of both. I'll use the hardware knobs as well as the digital, kind of like a FabFilter Pro Q type thing here. I'll stop talking and we'll get straight into the audio. We've got a bit of a heavy metal hard rock mix. Actually, let's get straight to some kind of like main verse chorus. Shadows of my past, gray streams of the walls. Turn it on and off. Yeah, not much. It's not doing much for the sound, and that's what you want. that sounds really nice. That sub that high shelf. Sorry, the low shelf. And it kind of does like an attenuation, almost as like a Pultec trick. So it boosts up the low frequency and attenuates. I guess crossovers about, I don't know, what would this be, about 130, 40, 50? I can't really tell. I'm assuming this may be 200, but whatever. Let's have a look here. So it's 125, yeah, so it's about 120, which is cool. Yeah, it sounds great. Let's keep going. I'll kind of just mess around now and then kind of use it as I would do if I was really mastering the song. So now right now I'm just messing around with some parameters, okay? So scrolling really controls the cue, and I like that. Let's try some de-essing here. All right, let's listen to some of the presets. It has a bit of mid-side in this one. Adds a little bit of harshness though. This is an unmastered mix, by the way, that I found as a you know, multi-track somewhere. So it's just an unmastered WAV file. It's a lot of harshness in this mix, though. Again, I didn't record or any, I don't even know who it is, but pretty cool song. Doesn't beef to it. Really nice, transparent as well. Oh, I love this one. Let's bring those vocals forward a little bit. So much harshness though.
Change the world for all. Lights are growing dim, the curtains set to fall. But still the stage is crowded, it won't begin.
Yeah, it's not a lot of coloration, very precise and clean sounding. I like the low end, it has a lot of thick low end, almost like how I do with my Pultec tricks. Give it a bit more air actually. A lot of muddiness here. Very nice sounding. Oh, sorry. So yeah, there it is. The Pulsar, the GML 8200. Did I mention at the beginning that this was resizable as well? It's very, very, very resizable, should I say. So yeah, perfect for any screen, any resolution of monitor that you own. So yeah, you can always resize it and then it's perfect, you can see it. And yeah, I think Pulsar did a really good job with this plugin. I really love the sound of that low end. It really beefs it up as well, and it doesn't add the muddiness, because if you use the shelving here, it kind of attenuates the area that I would dip anyway, as you can see there, that where the 2 is, around 300. I think most songs usually have a lot of muddiness around 300, especially like metal songs have a lot of guitar and the bass and the vocals. They all add up there, especially the distortion on the guitars. So yeah, it's dipping a little bit of that and a lot of harshness at around 4 to 5k. So the de-esser is a fantastic addition. I personally would not use it. I'd probably use another multi-band EQ to deal with that, or I just slightly dip it and permanently have it. It depends how bad it is and how constant it is throughout the mix. But yeah, it's there if you want it. And yeah, it comes with a crap ton of presets as well. I'd use this for mastering only. I wouldn't necessarily use it on a specific, or potentially like a mix bus situation or on a bus. Just for example, I want to add some air to the overall vocals, and if there's a bunch of them all into a bus together, just bring them out a little bit more. I'd do that potentially, but mainly just for mastering. And I think they've done a really great job. I love the sound of it. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you found it informative. Please leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this. I promise I will try my hardest to upload more often and more plugins. As always, let me know in the comments below of any plugins that you know is going to come out that you want to see a video of when they do come out, or whether or not there's some on the market right now that you really want me to shoot out with other plugins, compare, or just do a review of it, I guess, and kind of run it through Plugin Doctor, I'll be happy to do it if we get like a bunch of people requesting a specific plugin. Oh, and one final thing to mention, the really cool thing, Pulsar offers, I think it's a 14-day trial to this plugin, and that's what I'm using right now. I haven't bought it, and I probably will buy it because I do like it. Right now, it's on offer, so go ahead to the website and check it out. I'm not affiliated with Pulsar in any way, and I'm not being paid to say any of this as much as I wish I was. I'm not. So I'm very independent here. This is all my own opinion. Just thought I think I've had some people in other videos kind of, because I talk so passionately about it and I love this kind of stuff. If I really like a plugin, I'll really advertise it, but not because I'm trying to sell it to you or I get any gain off it, but just because I think it benefits the audio community in general, and I love mixing. So that's it. Everything's my own opinion on this channel. So just to let anybody out there that thinks otherwise, no, 100%. And yeah. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you all in the next video. Hit that like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below, and I reply to pretty much every comment that I get. And yeah, have a great day.